You said John will take your questions.
John, was she fired?
No, we both reached a decision that we felt at this time this was the best course of action for the team.
John, can you just, you've worked with her obviously for a long time. How difficult was that decision to make just on a personal level?
Extremely difficult. As you said, she's been here 23 years altogether, and we've both been here that same amount of time, and certainly have gotten to know each other, not just as professionals, as people. So it makes coming to this decision with somebody very difficult.
Was it just you and Gina, or were there other people involved?
Oh, no, certainly I consulted with our president. I mean, obviously it's a very important decision, and she had conversations with him as well, and we got to this point where we felt that both of us, to keep moving forward, this was the best thing to do.
It seems, I mean, in conversations with Gina, it seems like she wanted to stay here forever. It seems kind of funny that it would say mutual decision that she would want to leave.
Well, I think people go through a lot of different emotions when you're somewhere, and I think that she's been a head coach for so long, and she's still at such a young age that most people don't get head coaching jobs sometimes until the age she's at now. And as you guys all know, that being a head coach of a Division I program is a grind, and it takes a lot out of you. And at some point, you just really need to step back and recharge your energies and get a different focus.
We all know, John, all the things she does in the community and graduates all her kids and everything. Do I take it then that winning was a big part of this?
Well, certainly we want to do all of that. We want to do the things in the community. We want to graduate. And at the end of the day, we want to win games and be one of the best programs in the MAC. And that goes, for our men's program and our women's program. We don't think it has to be either or. We think it can be both.
How important was player development in your decision to part ways with Gina?
In terms of development as athletes?
Yeah.
I think that has been a good thing that she and her staff have done. Certainly I didn't look at the progress different people made and based a decision on that. I think when we talked, it was all about the team, not individuals.
When did the first initial thought or talk start about this decision?
Gina and I had a conversation, I think it was sometime in mid-January, about the team and about her, and that's when it really started.
Is there a feeling this program is stagnated in some way?
I don't know that I would say stagnated. I would say there's a feeling that we need to figure out how to get us to the top of the pack. We haven't been there in a while. Certainly Marist has done a tremendous job, and they've been there. Fairfield has done a good job. That's a team that we compete with regularly. So I think the decision that we reached was, okay, the best thing to help get us there is that we bring in new leadership.
Did you, from mid-January on, did you and Gina both then know that this was ultimately the direction that you were going to go?
I think we both knew it would end up at this spot. I can't say that at that point it was 100% definite.
If they would have won the MAC tournament, probably wouldn't be sitting here today.
That could be a different story.
Was it the final decision made this morning, or?
Oh, we had been talking since Monday.
Now, who met with her? Just you today?
I met with her today, and then I believe that to wrap up, she met with Father Kevin.
So whose ultimate decision was it to get the ball rolling? Was it yours or Father Kevin's?
No, it was Gina and I working together. We're the ones that, obviously at the end of every year with every coach, you sit down and look at the season and where you want to improve and where you want to be. And then when we sat and discussed in January, it was her and I having that discussion.
Is your staff gone too?
The staff will have that conversation with them after I meet with you guys.
Some highlights in her career. She's been here for a long time. Give me some highlights some good that you think that sticks out in your mind.
Well, certainly, as Pete mentioned, they do great things in the community. Our breast cancer awareness game has done tremendous things. We graduate our student athletes at a prolific rate, particularly in that sport. And we had success on the court in late 90s, early 2000s. We won a MAC championship. I think we won 7 regular season MAC titles, NCAA appearance, a couple WNITs, and I believe in 2, though, I think 3 WNITs, and in 2 of them we won our first game. So I think there was some positives across the spectrum.
Will you describe how the search will go? Will you look for a Division I experience, an assistant, just head coaching experience? How do you?
Going to look for the person that can do the best job to help our student athletes in our college with its program. There's no set criteria, no set timeline. We'll take as long as we need to get the right person in place.
Did you meet with her today? Was she on campus? She met with the team, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah, we met earlier today.
And that's when the final,
Well, as I said, we started
you've been
talking Monday and yesterday, and then today we dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's.
You look, John, there was, I think Fairfield a couple years ago had a coach who was there a long time. They changed and it seemed to have got better. You look even down the road at Albany, had a coaching change, and now look at where they are. Does the progress that any of those schools made after making a coaching change, does that factor into your decision at all?
Well, I think you always look at the landscape. I'm not going to say that one school's decision or another impacts what you do, but in the whole, I think you look at what other schools do, where other programs are, especially those that you compete with, and say, all right, this is where we need to be. How everybody gets there, they do it their own way.
John, you mentioned Marist. Would it be fair, they've won 8 titles in a row, would it be fair, you guys think you belong winning a title every few years, especially keeping, competitive with teams like that?
Well, certainly, they're in our league, so that's what we compete against, to win that trophy that they win, to do it the right way like they do it. So that's our goal. We tell all our coaches we want to compete for a championship. We don't expect people to win one every single year. If they do, that'd be great. But there's so many factors that come into play, but we expect to compete for it.
When you talked to Gina in January, when you kind of got the ball rolling on this, was there like a, I don't want to say ultimatum, but did you say you have to win this year to keep your job?
No, there was none of that. The conversation was, here's where we are, here's where we want to be, here's all the different options we have. Let's revisit at the end of the year.
At that point, was there potential that she would make it to, would she be coaching next season?
I think the final decision came during this week. Certainly when we talked during that period, there was always, in her mind and in our mind, that this is the consensus we could come to.
So it would be safe to say this didn't catch her completely off guard?
No, because as I said, it was a discussion that we all had collectively. It's not something that I walked into a room on the day after the MAC championship and said, this is what we're doing.
What were some of the sentiments in those conversations that she shared with you about her position and what she wanted to do in the future?
Well, I don't really want to speak for her. I don't know that that's my place, but I do know that she enjoyed her time at Siena, certainly valued the relationships that she had with her players and with people on campus. And in her heart, what she wants is what's best for the program. Nobody more than her wants to see the program succeed.
Speaking of relationships, this departure, you guys continue to keep some kind of relationship? Was it that kind of departure where you can keep intact?
I hope so. Both of us, both ways, said that it's a great place. Certainly she enjoyed being here. We enjoyed having her. And if there's anything as we progress down the future that either one of us needs, I hope we can pick up the phone.
I know you said you didn't want to speak with her, but speak for her, I should say. But do you think she'll continue coaching at this point?
I don't have that answer. Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the commitment and the resources the school is making to the program, that you just need the coaching change, or is there more to it?
I'm satisfied with our commitment and our resources. I think we're, right around where everybody else in the league is, and I think we have in place what we need to be successful.
Last question. Thanks, John.
Great, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Again, we released a statement.